Now, I understand that the word obey is not a very great word in our current cultural context. If I talked about to any of you about obeying anything, but inside you feel the rage, like, I'm not gonna listen to you tell me what to do, right? I can do whatever I want. That's being American. We are trained incessantly to do that. That is ingrained in us in all sorts of ways. So most of the time when you think about obey, it's like forced labor. It's like being manipulated or coerced to do something. Obey is a negative word in our culture, but it is not a negative word in Jewish culture. It is not a negative word to Jesus. Obedience to Jesus is quite critical to being his disciple. It's not hard to make sense of this, because the goal of a disciple, we said at the beginning of the series, is what? To be like Jesus, your rabbi. To say and do what he does, to imitate him. Well, you're going to have to listen to what he says and look at what he does to imitate that. You have to obey that. That's what obey is all about. I mean, in a world where we have, speak your truth and you and be true to yourself. I mean, this is definitely antithetical to Jesus' call to us. It's saying, listen to you. And I'm just going to let you know, you are not a very good standard for good and evil. I hate to break the news to you. In fact, that is the essence of what the fall is, right? In Genesis 3, talked about that. The problem with the fall was we thought we knew what was good and evil because we ate that fruit. And now we know what's good and evil. And God knew that wasn't good for us. We weren't ready for that yet. And it has been going on ever since. How do we trust the voice that we're listening to? And there's a quote from St. Ignatius of Loyola. He was a priest and theologian in the 13th and 14th century, the medieval times. And he said this about sin, but it's really interesting to talk about this. He goes, sin is the unwillingness to trust that what God wants for me is my deepest happiness. Because see, part of obedience is understanding that God wants the best for us, truly. He really does know the best way of life for us to live.